Hello, I have the lovely Michelle with me on her birthday and on the release of her new book. Hi, Michelle, would you like to introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about yourself?
Hi, so I'm Michelle Kidd. I write crime fiction thrillers. I've got a London-based series with D.I. Jack Mackintosh, which book 5 has been released today. Also have another series based where I live, which is Bury St Edmunds, which I've just released the first book in that one this year as well. Yeah, I live in Suffolk. I work for the NHS. I have a cat, and I like wine. That's me.
And book 5, which is called Hangman's End, which is out today. Would you like to give a little information about that if you can?
Yeah. As if by magic. So book 5, Hangman's End, it centres around the discovery of some remains, shall we say, beneath London Bridge. And it centres around, obviously, the investigation into that case. Then there are 2 other cases that sort of weave their way into the storyline, one from 20 years ago, one from 25 years ago, and all the threads kind of intertwine and join up towards the end, shall we say. And I weaved in a bit about Highwayman as well, which is about Hangman.
Yeah. Which I have finished reading because I'm on the blog tour and I have just posted my 5-star review. And that's what I wanted to ask you about, because it says in the end that the story of the Highwayman was made up. So where did that come from? How did you think of that?
I'm not sure where it came from. It was just in my head. I go to London quite a lot. I know London Bridge area quite well. For some reason, I wanted a highwayman story in here. And I know there aren't highwaymen in the 21st century. I just wanted to have that little bit of history in a modern story, if you like. I don't know, just this the way my mind works, it just came to me about, oh yes, executing highwaymen, let's put that in the story.
Totally believed it, that it was true or based on the truth. It was so convincing.
Did you try and Google Hangman's End?
I didn't actually, but I would have if I hadn't have got to the end and read where you said you'd made it up. And I was like,
I've made it up. Yes.
Yeah, fine. But yeah, it was awesome. And who was do you have a favourite character in this series?
Favourite character? Obviously I like Jack, he's the main character. I do have a soft spot for Dominic, who works in the cafe. He came in on book 2, was the first book we saw Dominic. And he's been in each book. He sort of has little storylines here and there. I do love his character. I try to give him quite a positive characterization. Yeah, I even like the baddies, to be honest. I quite like the bad character. I like writing the bad characters. I think you can kind of go to town in describing them and what warped things might be going on in their heads. Yeah, I like Dominic. I probably like it's so hard to say, isn't it? I quite like Chief Superintendent Dougie King. He's our Caribbean gentleman. I like his character. He pops up here and there in the stories. I quite like the sort of side characters sometimes. I think they bring something to the story. They're not the main characters, but they help shape the story.
Yeah, I must admit I had a bit of a soft spot for Gina.
Gina, yeah, I do love Gina. I loved writing Gina. She's obviously in this book. She is going to have quite a big storyline in the next book. I do like Gina. She's coming back.
Fabulous. Yeah, she's cool. I had quite a big soft spot for her. So yeah,
Mm.
it was nice. But obviously I won't say anything, so I won't spoil it.
Mhm.
What was the most fun scene that you wrote? What was the hardest?
The fun thing was about the highwayman. I just enjoyed just letting my mind wander and just invent things, basically, just make it all up. The hardest thing are probably the more grisly bits. Because once again, it's a child involved, and I think sometimes I can write it without thinking too much, but it's then when I read it through and edit it, and I start to think, I can actually see it on the paper. Yeah, they are quite the difficult bits to write. And obviously, I'm a mother, and yeah, it's not nice to read about bad things happening to children.
Yeah.
I just seem to have to write about it.
Yeah, well, I mean, you didn't have to. You know, you could have chosen an adult. You didn't have to make it a child.
No, no.
I mean, it was effective, but yeah.
I
That
try
was-
not to make it too graphic, like too. I try to leave it to your imagination a little bit. I don't describe too much, a little bit, but not too much.
Were there any secret jokes or messages in that only a few people would understand?
Oh, I wanted to put one in this one, and I don't think I did. I keep meaning to do that. There is not a secret joke in book 2 in that series, because that one is set in 2012 in the run up to the Olympics. And I do make a little joke about the Lord Mayor of London at the time, but it happens to be Boris Johnson. So we had a little joke in there, shall we say, about whether or not he'd ever become Prime Minister. But little jokes like that sort of weave their way in, but nothing I think that's just for one other person to pick up on. But I think I might try and do.
What was the thing with the milk thief?
The thing with the milk thief, I don't know. I wanted, I think, to just bring a little bit of realism to the situation in that these things happen in workplaces. Yeah, people do steal the milk. It just disappears from the fridge. Doesn't work with us. You know, someone's had the milk, and it's like, who's taken it? So I think it was just a little aside to sort of bring a bit of normality into their lives. Like, this just happens everywhere. That kind of thing.
It was so random and so funny.
I know. And we never got to know who it was.
No, they just stopped and that was it. I was like, okay.
They might start again, who knows?
Yeah. Oh, it was funny, but yeah. Have you started writing book 6 yet?
I haven't started writing it. I've started plotting it. So I've got the general plot line of what's going to happen with various characters. But that's as far as it is, because I'm writing the second book in the other series at the minute. I've kind of got a good idea where it's going to go and who's going to be in it and who's going to do what. As I said, Gina's going to have a storyline. And then one of my favourite characters from the third book is coming back into this one. So I'll try to bring characters in and out of the stories. So, yeah.
One of my fun new questions, if you were to be a character in a book and kill your victims, how would you do it?
Oh, what would I do? I think I'd poison them. That would be my choice. I think it's meant to be the female way, isn't it, to poison? I think I don't think I could stab anyone. I possibly could shoot them, but I'm not a very good shot, I don't think. I think I'd poison them and run away, so I didn't have to watch it. I think that would be my choice.
And then if you were fictionally murdered, who would you want to solve your case?
Oh, Sherlock Holmes, please. Definitely.
Popular choice.
Because he'd get the answer eventually, wouldn't he? Well, he'd know the answer straight away. But yeah, I would enjoy finding out how he solved my case, if I was looking down and watching it.
Yeah. And interestingly, only 2 people have ever picked their own detectives to solve their own murder, which is
Oh, I didn't
only
even think. Yeah, no, I don't think I would know. Maybe Dominic, maybe he might solve it. I don't know.
Yeah, well, we wouldn't, as long as he wrote it in his notepad, you know,
Yes,
solve murder, then he'd be fine. Yeah.
Indeed.
um, and if you were to team up your detectives with any others to solve a crime, like a historical one, which crime would you choose and which detective would you choose?
Oh, good question. So who would I team Jack with? I think I'd team him with. Who do I like reading at the moment? No, part of me would quite like to team him up with someone very old-fashioned. Maybe a Miss Marple or that kind of character. Or maybe a modern day, I do like J.D. Kirk's books. I wonder if Jack could get on well there. It's hard, isn't it? But what crime would they solve? Let's have an unsolved crime. Let's say Jack the Ripper. I think they would go back in time, obviously, because in books you can do anything. Yeah. I think they would solve Jack the Ripper. We would finally find out who it was.
Yes, yeah, that would be amazing. Finally to know after all this time. I don't think we'll ever know, will we?
I don't think we'll ever know. No, not at all. Plenty of people think they know, but yeah, I don't think that you could ever really find out.
No, I don't think so either. It's been too long, and they're long dead anyway, so what does it matter, really?
Mm.
I can't remember what else. I have all my tricky new questions and I can't think of any. My brain's gone blank. What was I just going to ask you? Oh, when you're editing, what's your most overused word or phrase?
Oh, what do I use a lot? I know I misspell a lot from my editing. There are some words I just always spell wrong. It obviously must be the way my fingers type. I can't spell bean, B-E-E-N. That always B-E-N-E, always. What word do I overuse? Gosh, lots, I think. It's hard to say. I try and take out lots of says, because people say a lot of things. I try and cut down on those. Yeah, I don't know, people shrug a lot. You're like, oh yeah, you need to stop shrugging. It's quite funny to realise what words you do use without realising that that's what you use. I do try and keep an eye on it as I'm writing and think, no, I've used that word before on this page, let's not use it again. But yeah, it's a funny old thing.
Yeah, it is. Usually everyone knows it. Someone said that something about having really thin lips or pursing lips or something, which was a really strange one, but really funny as well. Like, I don't know what situation it would be in to need to do that all the time, but there we go.
No.
What were some of your top reads of last year?
My top reads. Okay. Well, I've just read Chris Whitaker's We Begin at the End. Loved that book. I've literally just finished it yesterday. That was a really good book. I like my favourite books. I've read so many that I like, and it's hard to pick. I do like Stephen King's books. Liked Mr. Mercedes, that one. Peter May. I do like his books. I read the trilogy, the Chessmen trilogy from Peter May. I really enjoyed that. Those 3 books. I could go on and on and on. The books that I like, as I said, I like J.D. Kirk's books, Tony Forder's books. There are just so many that I still got to read on my bookcase that I don't find time to read. But yeah, no, they generally be the crime fiction genre, I would say, but a bit of Stephen King. He's not all that crime fiction these days.
No, yeah, he's not too. I want to read his new one, which apparently is amazing, although he's got another new one coming out now.
Right. He doesn't stop writing, does he?
No, he doesn't.
He's always got a new book.
No time.
Yeah.
And yes, Chris Whitaker's was one of my top reads of last year.
I really enjoyed that. Yeah.
Just unbelievable, isn't it? And he's such a nice guy. He's so lovely and so unassuming, considering he's won everything, just all the awards, just between him and Will D.
Yes, that's another book I really liked of his as well. I forgot about that one.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, he's lovely. Someone called him the Mountain Jesus or something, which just amuses me greatly. Yeah, because he's all hairy and lives in like a log thing in Sweden, in a forest. Yeah, as you do.
Why not?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I already know the answer to part of this, but are you attending any book festivals this year?
I am going to Stoke in middle of May, I believe, with your good self. Yes, I'm looking forward to the book signing event in Stoke. I am going up to Harrogate this year as a reader, obviously. Looking forward to 4 days there. And also heading to the one in London in September. Is it the Capital Crime? I may have got the title wrong, but yeah, heading down to there as well in September. Quite a busy year, actually.
Yeah, I'm going to those 3 as well, and I'm going to Lonely Scotland as well, so that's the only extra one. Yeah,
I'd like to go to there as well. Yeah,
Scotland's amazing. I loved it. Yeah, it's the first time I'd ever been, and as soon as I left, I want to go back. Like now, I want to go straight back.
I lived in Edinburgh for a while. I love it. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't see it. Well, I saw it on the train, which isn't really the same. So, I want to stop off at Edinburgh and then go on to Stirling. But Stirling's pretty too. So
yeah, it's lovely there. Very nice. Yeah.
Yeah. Hills, so many hills in Harrogate as well. Very annoying. So tiring.
No heels then.
Yeah, Bedfordshire, pretty flat.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah, so Harrogate, lots of hills. Doesn't matter where you're going up a hill. You'd think at some point you'd come down a hill, but no, you're always going up a hill. I don't get it. It's fun. What do you like to do in your spare time?
Spare time, I go to the gym at least 3 times a week. I like gardening if I can get outside. Obviously not now because I'm not a winter gardener, summer gardener only. That's kind of all I do. It's quite boring, isn't it? But I go to the gym, I do some gardening, or I write books. That's kind of it.
Sounds all right to me.
Yeah. I'll watch the odd film if I can squeeze it
in. Where's the strangest or funniest place you've ever woke up?
Oh, strangest or funniest place I've woke up. Gosh. I think that's probably back in my student days in Edinburgh. Definitely. I think, I remember waking up on someone's bedroom floor once. Had no idea where I was or how I'd got there. And it was down, at the time, all the student accommodation was down not in the mortuary, where the mortuary is, obviously not in it, but in the same sort of street where the mortuary is, and it's really quite spooky down there. And I just remember walking out into the street thinking, wow, how did I get here? Now, who lives here? I don't know. I think I need to leave.
Yeah, that sounds really creepy. If a genie was to grant you 3 wishes, what would you wish for?
What would I wish for? I would wish for massive book sales, obviously. That would be my first wish. I would wish for being able to give up work so that I could write books. That would be a nice wish to happen. And another wish, maybe. I could wish for another wish.
You don't know what to do with all 3. You wouldn't know what
I
to do
don't know.
with
Yeah,
all.
one's enough.
Just the book sales, that's it.
I think the book's out. Yeah, I'll be fine with just that, actually.
Fair enough.
I don't mind going to work as long as I have the book sales.
Have you ever cast your characters of your books in your head, if they ever were made into film or TV?
Yeah, I have. I think because when I write, I have a little picture in my head who they are, obviously, or what they look like. So I probably have an idea of who they possibly could be if they were in a film, very loosely, kind of. Yeah. So yeah, 'cause I tend to write quite visually, so I write scenes if I can actually see it happening. So I kind of write as if I'm watching a movie, I suppose. So I've got their vision, their picture in front of me as I'm writing. So yeah.
Would you be happy to give up the creative control to see them made into film or TV, or would you want to have an input?
Oh, that's a hard question, because I'd love to see them on the telly, yeah. But then you'd want them to be how you visualise them, I suppose. Yeah. I'd probably give it a go.
Yeah, I think I saw a panel, maybe at Bloody Scotland, and I don't know if it was Mark Billingham or someone, and when the writers are coming on set, all the actors and stuff are all forewarned, because obviously it's not going to be so, and they have no say.
Yes, yeah.
So yeah,
It's a trade-off, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I can't think of any more questions for you, unless you think there's anything I haven't asked you that you want to tell us.
No, I don't think so. No.
Good stuff. Well, would you like to tell everyone where they can buy Hangman's End and where they can find out more about you if they would like?
Yeah, sure. So Hangman's End is on Amazon. And if you follow me on Facebook, it's Michelle Kidd Author on Facebook, or I'm on Twitter, Author Kidd, Instagram as well. Join my Facebook page, you'll find links to everything. For my website is michellekiddauthor.com.
Fabulous. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you so much.